Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you'll hear from a healthy living expert who says it's time to ditch your diet. She's the CEO and founder of Diet Free Fitness. Her journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I think it is amazing that we know more about how the body works than ever before in humankind, and yet we as a country keep getting larger and larger. The obesity crisis is real, and it's affecting our kids as well. And my next guest says that you're going on too many diets. I'm going to let her explain that. Stefanie Nelson is in the studio. She's with Diet Free Fitness. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, you were just telling me a story that you, as far back as you can remember, like when you were 15, you started dieting?
Correct.
Okay.
So back then it was Atkins. I don't know if you remember the low carb. And my mom did it, lost so much weight so fast. And so my sister and I were like, yeah, let's do it. It's basically 0 net carbs per day. So, as a 15-year-old, that's rough. But I did lose weight immediately, and then I had a sleepover that weekend, ate some Pringles, and it all came back.
Wow.
And honestly, that's basically been my experience with Jenny Craig, with tracking macros, with weighing your food, with what else have I done? The Special K diet, the Slim Fast diet, all these replacements.
Explain the Special K diet, because I just learned about this before the show. During college, you ate nothing but Special K?
Yes, so there was a commercial for Special K, and they said if you replace 2 of your meals, you have 2 bowls of cereal and then a light dinner. So that is what I did for close to 2 years. So I'd have it for breakfast, a cup of Special K and a cup of Special K at lunch, and then a light dinner. And that, it works until you stop doing that.
Yes.
And then, again, it goes right back up.
So I want to talk about your philosophy. So you don't even have a scale in your home.
No, I literally had my husband donate it in the electronics recycling.
Wow. Okay, and you look like you're in great shape, and you help others get to their optimum shape. Tell us what I shouldn't say diet. What is your diet like?
So I follow something called intuitive eating. It's not a diet, so it's literally how we would all eat if we just listened to our bodies. But because there's all this background noise, all this white noise that tells you like the donut is bad and the half the cantaloupe mentality is good, you ignore those thoughts. But once I stopped listening to that and just being like, you know what, if I have a donut, I'm not going to fixate it on like the rest of the day. I'll just eat the donut and move on. So now I can do that, whereas before I would have so much guilt, like, oh, I ate that donut, so I should probably run extra hard this afternoon. Or if I had the donut at breakfast, at dinner I'm going to go half the portion. Once I stopped doing that, it stopped being like the elephant in the room where I was like fixating on it. And I think for most people, that's what happens. If you just normalize having cookies in the pantry and what sounds good, you don't crave it the same way.
Yeah, and I think guilt and comparing yourself to others on social media, that can be this kind of vicious cycle of your friend just ran a half marathon.
Yeah, it's the comparison game for sure, and seeing on social media how many people show like, here's what I eat in a day, or here's my workout, and how many, like they'll show their Apple Watch and be like, I burned this many calories in my workout. It's become so acceptable to just like tell everybody all of it. We didn't used to know that about everyone. Now we can be like, did you know so-and-so worked out for 2 hours today? They checked in at Lifetime. Like, we didn't used to know that. And that comparison game makes us so much more likely to feel guilty if we don't do the same thing.
Absolutely. She is prolific on social media. We're going to pull up her Instagram page, and as we scroll down the page, talk about your philosophy on the kinds of information that you're sharing. I noticed that you actually put real workouts up
Yeah, every Wednesday is Workout Wednesday, so I share like what my workout would look like, because I like for people to just like, here's a 25-minute thing that you can do. Obviously, I'm in literally my bedroom. My dog is in most of the pictures. You can do it at home with minimal equipment. You can do it when you can fit it in. It's sustainable because you're not having to pay like gym memberships. You're not having to do a lot of extra to get it done, and it takes 25 minutes. So I share that every Wednesday, and then just kind of just anecdotal stuff like, I thought I was going to have time to work out today, but then, the school nurse called and I had to pick up my child, so now I'm not going to get that in today. Just reality, because you might have best laid plans and then you got a call from the school nurse.
We're going to pull up some video from our library of just people working out and diet and exercise. And let's talk about, there's an old saying that bodies are made in the kitchen and not in the gym. Mm-hmm. So how much of your success is diet and how much of it is exercise?
For me personally, I felt most successful when I was doing what felt sustainable. So with eating, it felt sustainable to me to not track all the calories anymore, which I used to like obsessively count down to a single calorie. Once I stopped doing that, I felt better because I had energy. That's one thing that I tell people, like calories are literal units of energy. If you eat the lowest energy that you can, you're gonna feel it. Like it will be felt when you do a workout, when you go on a run. If I'm gonna go on a long run, I'm not gonna have a low calorie meal before that or after that. It just makes sense to fuel your body as best as possible. For me, I've had the most success when I eat to fuel myself. If I'm not gonna work out that day, I'm gonna be less hungry, so I'll eat differently, not less, but differently.
Right. And we're coming up on, I think, the most dangerous time of the year for anybody who is watching their weight. It's, you're going to Thanksgiving, sometimes it's 2 or 3 meals, mm-hmm. and you've got the grandma who's the pusher who says, oh, don't you want a third slice of my pie? Don't you love me? So how do you navigate the holidays without packing on pounds?
Well, because I don't own a scale, I don't actually know if I do or don't pack on pounds. But also, there's 365 days in the year, and Thanksgiving is just the one. So if you put on a couple pounds, 1, it's likely just water weight. 2, it's temporary, typically. And yeah, just don't go into it with the mentality of, I'm going to feel guilty because I had the extra slice of pie. That guilt and that idea that I'm doing something wrong by eating the pie is more unhealthy for you than just eating the pie.
Wow. I love your philosophy. It's very simple. Listen to your body. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought? And I've had many times when, I was full, but it was dinner time. And so we ate mm-hmm. because mm-hmm. it was dinner mm-hmm. time. Yeah. Let's talk about the importance of an accountability partner, because I think one of the reasons why people flock to your company is that you hold them accountable.
Yes.
And it can start as low as $30 a month.
Yes. So that is the introductory plan I offer, is literally called the Accountability Buddy. I will call you on a set time and say, what are the days you want to work out this week? So you tell me Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. I will put it into my calendar. You'll put it into your calendar, and then I will text you or call you at 7:45 on that day and be like, are you ready? Do you have your water bottle? Like, just make sure, because then you're less likely to not do it.
Sure.
Most people who go to a class, it's because they had to sign up for the class and they're paying for the class. This is that equivalent, but you can do it in the comfort of your home. You're not having to leave to go to it.
And everything's on the honor system.
Yes, which is the second one. It's the honor system, meaning I will plan the whole workout for you to a week. And at that point, I'll tell you, like, you need dumbbells, you need resistance bands, here's how many reps, here's how long, the warm-up, the cool-down, the stretching. You do it on your time. Again, I'll have it in my calendar, so I'll still be like, hey, we agreed on this, but you're on your own as far as completing the workout. And then the next step up, I'm there with you, critiquing form. If you've been doing 5-pound dumbbells, but I think you're ready for the 10s, I will hand you the 10s. So there's levels of membership because I know not everybody wants a person in the room training them, but I'm happy to do it if that's what they need.
What's your favorite success story so far?
So before I was doing just personal fitness training, I did running classes, and a lot of the people who would come in would be like, I can't even run a mile. I'm just not able to do that yet. And so we would get them to realize a mile is probably going to take you like 10-ish minutes, and then they'd be like, oh, let's go for the 2 miles. And one of the girls that came in was like, if I could just do a 5K. I said, we get you to the 5K, and then within a week, she signed up for a 10K. And I was like, all right, let's get you to the 10K. And that took a few more weeks. And then she's like, let's do a half marathon. And a couple months later, she did her first half marathon. Now she works out even more than I do. I mean, her name is Margie, and she's just a rock star. She does all kinds of races and classes and weighted jump ropes and all the things. And she found that if she could do the 5K, what else can I do?
Wow. And that has to be so rewarding to watch somebody do that.
Yeah.
I should note that Special K just called. They want you back.
No, thank you.
The stock has never recovered. So, in the final minute or so, why don't you look into the camera on the left and talk to that person who says, man, I think I've just found my accountability partner.
I would love to be that partner. And honestly, if I can just get somebody in the right mindset, like all I have to do is commit to 2 mornings a week or 2 afternoons or whatever you can fit in, that's all you need. It doesn't have to be hardcore 2 hours in the gym, multiple days a week. It's just baby steps. And I'm happy to be that accountability partner or the person in the room or in between.
Outstanding. You've been an amazing guest. Thank you for sharing your heart and spirit with us. We're going to end with her website, which is dietfreefitness.com. The great Stefanie Nelson. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.